Hello, all you fine, beautiful people. I'm back here once again with another reaction, and today I'm going to be reacting to God by Tori Amos. If you're new to the channel, I play the song all the way through, giving my thoughts and opinions on it at the end. And as usual, if there's anything you want me to react to, just put it down in the comment section. I try to get around to everyone's suggestions. So this is my first time ever listening to Tori Amos. I have no idea what to expect. I just hit a song. Just went to her first song, hit the shuffle button, went random, and this is the one that popped up. So I thought, you know what a good way to just blindly react to somebody. So without further ado, here it is, God by Tori Amos.
God, sometimes you just don't come through. God, sometimes you just don't come through. Do you need a woman to look after you? God, sometimes you just don't come through. Is burning, gets a little toasty. Hey, why you know, gotta find why you always go when the wind blows. God, sometimes you just don't come through. God, sometimes you just don't come through. Do you need a woman to look after you? God, sometimes you just don't come through. Well, tell me you're crazy, maybe then I'll understand. You got your 999 in the backseat, just in case. Oh, hey, you've gone south, well, baby, you love your new folk. Hey, I gotta find why you always go when the wind blows. Give out that strength until nor thy ways destroy. Will you even tell her if you decide to make the sky fall? Will you even tell her if you decide to make the sky? God, sometimes you just don't come through. God, sometimes you just don't come through. Do you need a woman to look after you? God, sometimes you just don't come through. Do you need a woman to look after you? God, sometimes you just don't come through.
So that was God by Tori Amos. Wow, what an interesting song. Whether it be the kind of like guitar, kind of put your fingers over the strings and just kind of mute them and see what comes out type squeals, in there. It's really interesting. But with that also comes a very infectious rhythm groove section of bass and drums. And then with like her, I kind of call it like her smoky kind of vocals on top of also these very melodic. Like, it's almost as if you could be like in a club somewhere hearing her play this and just be like, you feel like you're kind of this only person in the room kind of thing while she's having what feels like this entire conversation between her and God. It's really interesting how it goes on here. And it's something really, I really love the rhythm to this, the bass, the drums, where it's kind of like moving along, kind of just like this. It almost feels like a very seductive way she goes about constructing this song. And at times, it's also that jarring nature of the guitar, where it's very much like that squealing effect. Almost if it's kind of like God's response, and because God, you don't see him, it kind of feels like that takes on kind of like this distortedness of the conversation. Man, it's fantastic. Starts off with what I believe is pretty much the main theme throughout the song is God, sometimes you don't come through. God, sometimes you don't come through. Do you need a woman to look after you? God, sometimes you don't come through. It's really an interesting thought process. And everything behind it, where it's like, where she asks a question, do you need a woman to look after you? And that's really interesting. You make pretty daisies love. I've got to find what you're doing about things here. Few witches burning, gets a little toasty here. I gotta find why you always go when the wind blows. I like that kind of little part she puts in about a few witches burning here, getting a little toasty. Yeah, it would. Well, tell me you're crazy. Maybe then I'll understand. You got your 9 iron in the backseat just in case. Heard you've gone down south. Well, babe, you love your new 4-wheel. I gotta find why you always go when the wind blows. And it's a really interesting way to look at this song. And then you get like this musical interlude, which is kind of like just spoken of a give not thy strength unto women, nor the ways to that which destroyeth kings. Will you ever tell her if you decide to make the sky fall? Will you ever tell her if you decide to make the sky? Kind of an really interesting take on the song. I have to say, I enjoy it. It's something about this that I know I've been trying to get. I'm not a huge fan, like, haven't really given the 90s much of a listen to. Kind of when I started listening to music was kind of in that late 90s, early 2000s period, where I call it the musical quagmire of, I think, throughout any generation, like, of just what's popular. Because you can look at certain genres and they had their time, but I look at the kind of that mid to late 90s is just this where one thing could be popular 1 minute and then all of a sudden, like, just like that, it's something completely different. But anyway, that's my thoughts and opinions. I love to know what you guys think. Please comment down below. Tell me what you think. Is there any other songs by Tori Amos I should check out and listen to? Really enjoy this one. And once again, I have to say to you guys, thank you so much for watching. Really does mean a lot. This is Mir signing out. Peace.